To log into ieMR, you must double-click on the ieMR icon located on your desktop. Enter your Novell login into the username field. Enter your Novell password into the login field. Press Enter or click OK. The login screen appears where you must select the icon that you wish to log into. Today, we'll be logging into PowerChart. Click on the PowerChart icon. It can take a short time to load. Be patient. Enter your Novell login into the username field. Enter your Novell password into the login field. Press Enter or click OK. The first screen that you will see is the Message Center screen. This is where your saved documents, forward documents, orders, and results addressed to you will appear. To search for a patient, you must click into the patient search window located in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You can search for a patient by using their URN or MRN code or the encounter FIN number. Notice your search may return with a number of different patients. Scroll through the list in the top half of the window until you find the relevant patient. Click once to select. The lower half of the window shows all of the patient's encounters. You must choose the most relevant encounter, being mindful of the type, start date, and end date. The patient's chart has now opened. The banner bar appears across the patient's chart. It indicates key patient identifiers such as the patient's name, URN, allergies, sex, date of birth, age, location, clinician, and encounter type. The menu runs down the left-hand side of the screen. Each bar will take you to a different page in the patient's chart. The first bar in the menu is the doctor's view. This is where the doctors can strategically move through the fields in the sub-menu that appears to the right of the main menu and enter the clinically relevant information to be documented during a patient's visit. The patient summary bar contains a basic overview of the patient's details such as allergies, alerts and problems, background, histories, flagged events, and outstanding orders. If a diagnosis has been entered for this patient's encounter, it will appear in the Alerts and Problems widget under the heading of this visit, as well as the patient's most recent observations, including things like vital signs, pathology, measurements, fluid balance, lines, tubes and drains, documents, and patient assessments. The results page shows all of the patient's results. The Lab Recent Results tab shows all lab results from the past 3 days. The Lab Extended Results tab shows all of the results from the last 12 months. The Medical Imaging tab shows the reports attached to any medical imaging results. To view them, you double-click on the report heading. The images still appear in the separate application of PACS. The OBS Recent tab shows OBS taken in the last 3 days. The OBS Extended tab shows OBS from the last 12 months. The Assessment tab shows an overview of all entries that have been made into the interactive view in the specific time frame indicated in the grey date range bar at the top of the page. Be aware that most pages will show a date range bar at the top of the page. If you are unable to find specific information you may need to amend this time frame, you can do so by right-clicking on the grey date range bar and selecting Change Search Criteria. You are able to select a specific date range or choose to view the entries from admissions to current. The Documents tab allows you to see what documents have been created for the patient. You are able to view the document by double-clicking on the title of the document. The ECG tab shows any ECG traces that have been completed by a compatible ECG machine. You are able to view these traces by double-clicking on them when they appear in the tab. There are 3 radial buttons at the top of the results page that you can select to change the view of your results based on preference. The Orders bar is where you can see what orders have been placed for your patient. Be mindful of the status column. This will identify if the order is complete or moving through the processing stages. To view more detail about the order, you can double-click on the order name. A details box will show. In the details box, you can see who ordered the test, who has been designated to collect it, and the special instructions that are attached. Clinical Notes View, Documentation, Contiguous Docs, and Forms are the 4 different places you can view patient documentation in the patient's chart. To view the documents from the list, you can click once on the title and its contents will display on the right-hand side of the screen. Various filters can be applied to find the notes you are looking for. The patient information bar shows different demographics for the patient. Things such as religion, marital status, address, Medicare number, language, and other. The Encounter List tab is used to change between encounters from within the patient's chart. This can be done by simply double-clicking on the encounter and clicking Yes to the confirmation box. When you are finished reviewing the patient's chart, you are able to exit the system by clicking on the Exit button located in the top toolbar.